Hey y'all, so I am doing the first half of March for my vlog. I haven't read as much as I have in the past, I guess, but I'm also kind of finding my rhythm of how much I am going to be able to read with my current schedule. So I read, in the past 2 weeks for March, I read Blood of Elves and Time of Contempt. Both of those are from the Witcher series, well, and I technically read them on audio. I read them pretty back to back. I read through them pretty fast. For me, with audio, I read them on 1.25, which for me is actually kind of fast. I know so many people, they're able to read at 2 times the speed. I find that I don't enjoy it as much. I can understand it and can kind of keep up, but it distorts the voices so much to me that it just kind of ruins the story. And sometimes the narrator's voice and his character and the cadence of which he says certain things, sometimes it just kind of makes the audio much more enjoyable. So at 1.25, I find that I can still get that flavor, the entertainment of the book, but I still can kind of speed it up a little bit. So I found that's a middle ground, and so that's how I read Blood of Elves and Time of Contempt. I read Sword of Destiny and The Last Wish last month, and I find myself just kind of bored with the Blood of Elves and Time of Contempt, and I've went on to the others as well, and I'm still kind of bored, and I don't know why. I came into reading this series honestly expecting to love it, because way back when the very first game came out, which I think was in 2007, I played it on PC, and no one really knew the Witcher story. They weren't really big. Even the game wasn't that popular, because this is the very first one. It wasn't very popular. I loved the game. I loved that first game. And then it took several years for the second game, and then of course the third one to come out. Now the second game, that's when it really started gaining popularity. I want to say CD Projekt Red did the second one. I know they did the third one, but I'm pretty sure they did the second one too. And they did a great job. I, however, did not play the second or third one. I watched my husband play them, and that's just because I prefer PC games, and I was still a little bitter with how they changed the camera settings, and that's kind of a petty reason to quit, but that's why I didn't play the second game. And then because I didn't play the second one, I didn't even bother with the third one. But they were really awesome, and I was really jealous of my husband for getting to play it, because I just watched him playing for the most part, and I really wanted to play it too. And I may pick them back up with everything that's going on, but in light of the show coming, and my husband's read the books already. Like, he read them several years ago, and he always kept trying to get me to listen to them, and I just kept putting them off for other things. And so then once the show came out, everybody's reading them, and so I kind of wanted to see, okay, what are the books like? Because I know I loved the first game, and I enjoyed the storyline of the second too. And I feel like and the short stories were really good. I enjoyed those the most. That was Sword of Destiny and The Last Wish. I liked those a lot. Now once we got into the first 2 books of the actual novels, Blood of Elves and Time of Contempt, I just kind of found myself bored. Only because I think you see a lot of different points of, I don't want to say a lot, you see several different points of view, and I wanted to read the books to follow Geralt. Geralt is the only character that I seem to really like in this world. Him and Dandelion, or Dandelion, however you want to say it. And I only enjoy Geralt and Dandelion. Ciri is okay. I don't mind Ciri at all, but I absolutely hate Yennefer, and several people that I've talked to in the Discord channel, like with Mike's Book Reviews and Knickknack's Corner, they know I hate Yennefer, and most of them don't agree with me. I think I'm the only one that just absolutely hates her, and I don't know. I don't know why I hate her so much. Well, I do know why, but I'm not going to talk about it here. Now, for March, I had initially, I don't know if you've read or watched my channel intro video, I have a TBR system where I pull random books that I've wrapped, and I was going to continue that in March. However, I finished The First Empire, which is the first Brandon Sanderson book. I finished it in February. I watched Mike's book reviews. He had a video up about why you should read Sanderson, and I just wanted to watch it because I'd already read the first one, but I just wanted to see his opinion, on it. I watched several of his videos at this point, and he talked about doing Mistborn March, and I figured I'm not able to read super fast because I have a full-time job as well, so I can't read a lot of books. And so I thought, okay, well, if I dedicate March to the last 2 books and I don't have to fit all 3 of them in there, then maybe I could finish them. So I took, and because I finished Elantris and The Final Empire in 2 weeks, or less than 2 weeks, I was hoping that momentum would carry me out through the month of March. And so for the first 2 weeks, I read Well of Ascension and absolutely loved it. It's pretty big. But I absolutely loved it, read it in 2 weeks just like I had planned. And then I immediately picked up Hero of Ages because I want to get them done for Mistborn March. That was my goal. So I haven't picked up a new TBR book or a new list book. I've only just been reading Brandon Sanderson. I already have plans because there was a lot of people, they say like Mistborn March and then Mistborn May. So in May, I'm going to read Mistborn Era 2. And I don't think that'll be too bad because most of the book, like I said, these are pretty thick. But the second era is about half the size of each book. So I think I can get all 3 of them done in the month of May. And then I'm going to take a break in April and probably pull a book from my random pull list. So I'm kind of excited about that. I want to get back to that. But Brandon Sanderson just kind of took me over. And his writing is incredible. I know I've said this several times. I wish I started reading them sooner. So I've got some plans there for this year with Mistborn March and then Mistborn May. And I may, depending on how my other reading is going, I may try to start his Stormlight Archive in the fall. I just don't really know if I'm going to. They are pretty big. They're because I like the UK covers. So the UK covers are the books that I am going to order. And because the Stormlight Archive is so large per book, they're actually published in 2 paperbacks like this per book. So it's almost like I'm reading this size book. There's going to be 6 of them rather than just 3 because of the size. So I don't know. I know a lot of people are trying to get through them because his 4th book, Rhythm of War, is coming out this fall. I'm not going to try to get to the 4th one. I'm not going to try to read the other 3 before that one comes out. I don't want to burn myself out, and I know I tend to do that if I read the same author too many books in a row. So I don't want to do that with Sanderson because I love his writing so much right now. So yeah, I'll probably start the first one this fall, and I'm going to treat it like 2 books. So I may give myself 2 months to read it, and then continue on, like have a few books kind of sprinkled in between there. I also ordered Warbreaker, so I may actually read that before I start the Stormlight Archive. So we'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling come this fall. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of check in and do the first half of the wrap up. So once the month is over, then I'll come back in and I'll probably talk about Hero of Ages and possibly what else I finish on audio at that point. And yeah, we'll just go from there, and I'll see you in the next clip. Hey y'all, so we are in the second half of March, or well, the end of March at this point, and just want to do a little quick wrap up again to add to what was going on in the previous couple weeks. I did manage to finish Hero of Ages, so I finished the entire trilogy at this point for the Mistborn First Era, and I'm going to do a full review on all 3 of them. I don't know if I'll do them separately or together at this point. I'm not really sure. They are very popular right now, or at least in my small circle. I absolutely loved this trilogy. Things happen in each book, but this one just really brings more than what you thought was possible together. So it was very well done. Very well done. I can't wait to continue on with Sanderson's work. I decided that what I'm going to do is in April I am working on, I know I mentioned this in another video, where I'm working on a project, and it's going to span about 200 episodes over the course of 2, 3, 4 years. So it's a big undertaking, and I've decided to take the month of April, because I rushed through I don't want to say I rushed through the trilogy, but I did take about 6 weeks to read all 3 of these books, and normally it would have taken me a lot longer, but I did push myself really hard to read these faster and get them done. But they were definitely worth it. But to kind of take a little bit of a break from such the rush, I'm going to work on that project, and I'm going to get a really big chunk of it done and ready. Hopefully that I can start posting those videos in the next couple months, because I said it's a big undertaking, so I don't want to rush into that either. I want to take my time, make sure I do it as good as I possibly can, have good quality on it. So I really want to think about what I'm doing and how I want to organize it, because this is going to be a very long-term project. I am also going to pull one book from my TBR list, and I'll be doing that probably in the next week, to try to get one book done this month of April, because I don't want to fall too far behind, and I don't think it'll take me the full month to get the first chunk of that project done and ready. So I'm really looking forward to it, because I'm not sure what book I'm going to pick. There's only one book if I pick, and it's Hoffa. If I end up pulling Hoffa randomly, I'm going to put that one back because it is so long. I want to get one of the other 4 shorter books, because that way I know I can finish it before May. Because with Hoffa, I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to finish it in time, because in May I'm going to be starting Mistborn Era 2. I know I've already mentioned that earlier, but that's the goal. So I want to start Mistborn Era 2 in May. So what was really cool is I did go ahead and for the month of April, I technically finished Hero of Ages. I finished it on Saturday, so not quite the end of March, but just within a few days. And so just to go ahead and kind of get ready for April, I went ahead and pulled one of my books and unwrapped it. And I unwrapped The Deep, which is by River Solomon, David Diggs, William Hudson, and Jonathan Snipes. I just can't remember all those names at once, but I pulled The Deep, and because it's super short, it's only 163 pages, so I was really excited that I pulled this, because I actually managed to also finish it in March. I'm going to do a review on it. It's going to be kind of short because the book itself is short, and I'm probably not going to go into spoilers because it is so short. It took me 2 days to finish it. It was very good. It's very beautifully written, and it has like a really, I don't know, I'm going to go more into it in that review, but it was very, and sometimes I just felt really calm reading it. It's very beautiful. I was really glad that I picked it up. Very beautifully done. So I'm going to have that review coming out probably in the next couple of weeks, and we're going to get started on whatever book it is I pull, but I'm really working on that project because the first part of the project is probably going to span 19 episodes. So I'm kind of getting ready for that, and then that way while those are running, then I can work on the next chunk of the project and start getting that ready. So it's going by a lot faster than I actually kind of anticipated, but I'm really excited for it, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So that's going to be it for the month of March. It feels kind of like a small wrap up. Oh, the other thing before I do cut this off, I'm not reading The Witcher anymore. Like I said, I read The Sword of Destiny, I read The Last Wish, and then The Sword of Destiny. I read Baptism, Fire, and Time of Contempt. I read them all pretty fast. I listened to them on audio, and I was I know I mentioned this already, but I was really bored with Blood of Elves and Time of Contempt. And I just think I went through them too fast. I loved The Last Wish. I loved The Sword of Destiny, but these last two just were so boring. And I know, you know, Knickknack's Corner, he did some reviews, you know, and I was in the Discord chat with him and in that book club with him. And I feel like other people in the book club as well, I feel like they enjoyed it a lot more than I did. And I felt like I would have enjoyed it more. I was kind of surprised that I found it that boring. And the more that we were all talking about it, I think I went through it too fast. I don't know. Maybe I wasn't paying attention like I thought I was. I don't know what happened. So they're kind of short books. I'm going to take a break from The Witcher. I'm going to reread Blood of Elves onward, because I remember a lot of stuff from The Sword of Destiny and The Last Wish. So I don't feel like I need to reread those, but I am going to go ahead and reread Blood of Elves on. I want to give it another chance. I want to take my time. I want to make sure that I am listening to it appropriately and not zoning out. And I don't know if that's the case. I may have to pick it up physically. I'm not 100% sure. So I'm going to give it another chance. I'm going to listen to a couple of other books first, just to kind of give myself a break, really step away from those from that series for a little while, and then come back to it, because I really thought that I would have enjoyed it more than what I did. So I think I've sold myself short on it, and I'm going to give it another shot. So that's another update for you guys. Now we'll go ahead and wrap up this wrap up, and I will talk to y'all soon. Y'all take care. Bye.